Hello and welcome back to Season 2 of They've Been Doing It All Day, Sir. Season 2026 is just around the corner. Let's get stuck in.
How's your summer been, mate?
It's been long. It feels like there's been no footy for a long period of time, and we've had some calamitous sporting events over the summer, being English.
Yeah, it's not been great, to be honest. It's not been great. It's not been a great watch.
One of my lowlights of the summer was spending day 3 at the SCG cooking in, what was it, like 32-degree heat.
Yeah.
Just worried about turning like a lobster, getting sunburnt, to see Steve Smith,
Travis Head had a good knock.
Travis Head, and just barely any wickets taken. Can't say that was an enjoyable day.
No, well, it was quite funny that we were more interested in watching the shadow move up the stand of where the sun was hitting than we were actually watching the cricket. So I think that really says.
Do you know what was another highlight that I just remembered? You remember some geezer in the crowd just blew up a condom and it was flying and it actually looked like it was over, I don't know, it went over mascot or something. I think that was the highlight of the day. Even the players noticed it as well.
Yeah, that was quite fun. But day one was a good laugh. Being sat in amongst the Barmy Army, we got to experience, I suppose, an away Ashes, which is quite good. Not many people could say that.
We're slightly robbed though. Joe Root, ton, and we were robbed with day one.
We're robbed of that at day one because they went in early.
Controversial. But other than that, just been pottering along. It feels like summer's over now because I'm ill and we're heading into autumn, and it's like illness is just going to come again and again and again.
I'm all for it now with the humidity and the heat starting to really annoy me.
It's a warm one today for sure.
I'm ready for waking up in the cold and seeing my own breath in the morning.
I know. How's your summer been?
Yeah, it's been good. Back coaching, so we've got the state flag championship. So it was this time last year. I was nearly on tears in the studio in one of our first episodes.
A notification came up about we've been doing this 1 year. So
yeah,
I think it's 1 year and 1 week that we've been doing it. But how is prep looking for the tournament?
Yeah, it's looking good. Again, great batch of players. Some great work being put in. I think it's very much we're looking for that redemption in considering the way we lost it last year.
Sending it out to those Queenslanders earlier.
Yeah. No, I'm not like that because I don't like it because you can keep receipts these days.
You can,
and I don't really want it that blown up in my face. But I'm looking forward to another good weekend of it. I've been advising for the under-17s as well.
Nice.
Just taking a bit of a backseat and helping out with it because some of the players are coaching the under-17s.
Yeah. So
just been helping with that as well. So I've got back-to-back weekends at Bankstown.
Busy.
I can't wait.
And after the next one, not this weekend, next weekend, we've got our first outing at Brookie as well.
I know. So that I'll be coming from the under-17s tournament that day. So, I'm looking forward to it.
Talking about keeping receipts, because as you mentioned, receipts can be kept.
Yeah.
Chad Townsend has tipped Manly to get the wooden spoon.
Everyone's tipping Manly to. I reckon we'll go into our ladder predictions a little bit later, but if our attack gets going, I think there's a lot there, especially with some of the big boys that are coming through as well.
There are some big boys. There are, and we'll talk about a few of them in a bit. But let's talk about Manly's pre-season. Let's reflect on it. I mean, I didn't get to see much of the Warriors game, but it looked like a good performance with the young guns out. But this past weekend against the Rabbitohs was a bit concerning.
I think it showed that the young guns are in better stead than the actual first graders at the moment. You can argue that you're missing Olakwatu, you're missing the 3 Travojevic brothers. I never thought I'd see in the Manly groups people calling for Ben Travojevic to play, considering how much he gets slated. But I think that just shows the president that sort of Corey Waddell, like he had a very poor game. Against the Bunnies. I'm a big fan of Hugo Hart. I didn't mind what he was doing in the second row. He looked comfortable there. Coming from an American football, I think he was at South Carolina. I believe
that was it. He came down from Brisbane as well, didn't he? Or am I chatting rubbish?
Yeah, I think he did. But he's I think he was at school in Brisbane. But he looks like some not one of these. I reckon could complement in the second row with Olakwatu. Yeah, not someone who's going to run over, but he's going to hit everything that moves. Yeah. So
I'll tell you who was impressive, old big man. Leafi,
he's a big human being.
Sean Kepi got introduced to an absolute monster, and it's exciting because even though he's young, he's got to have a crack at first grade this year.
100%.
And just Paseka, him, even Takiaho, I thought was all right. Like, all right, got a sidestep by Cody Walker, but it was a bit of him and Waddell. But look, it's a pre-season, and we'll get into it in a bit about where we think Manly are going to finish. But what other big news has there been over the Origin? Obviously, the Origin criteria has changed. Any thoughts on that? Obviously, Fanua Blake can now play for New South Wales.
Well, as someone who has represented New South Wales from a foreign land,
Bleeds blue.
I always thought that would be that could have been the criteria. It's like if you've lived within the state for X amount of years, you should be able to represent them because you have your representative countries, but your state you can form a passion for where you live and who you go for. So I like how it opens up that opportunity.
I believe it will make the world game a lot closer, the international fixtures a lot closer, because now people won't only commit to Australia to play Origin. They'll actually be able to go and represent the nation that they are allowed to, and it won't impact their ability to play Origin. Like Victor Radley will now be able to play in Origin and represent England. AJ Brimson as well can also do the similar, but whether they get selected, I don't know. Victor Radley maybe, but it'll be interesting to see then what changes within especially the Rugby League World Cup coming up as well at the end of this season. Who's playing for who now that it doesn't have an impact? So it can make the world international stage a bit closer, even though it is already like Samoa, Tonga. They're just animals of teams that are coming through. So it'll be an interesting one. But talking of the international stage, Hull KR. It's like 3 years in a row that the English team has won the World Club. What is it? The World Club Challenge? Yeah.
I was watching the last 20, 30 minutes of that on the way into work, and I was like, I didn't see when Hull KR were dominating, but I was like, the Broncos are going to win this. Like I was the
comeback.
It was just screaming a Broncos comeback. Like I think it was 4 tries in 5 minutes or something daft like that. And every time they attacked, they just looked like they were going to score. But fair play to Hull, they put in the hard yards in the first half to be able to. I think it was 30 to 4 or 30 to 6. I think it was at one point.
At one point, yeah.
But they'd put the hard yards in then to then come out and win the game.
It's good. They've got a few games in them already. Like they've played a few. I think it's 2, but they got.
Well, they lost to York.
Yeah, they got humbled.
Who were just promoted up into the Super League.
I heard James Graham say though, like that could be them focusing so much on the Club World Challenge that they kind of took their foot off the gas and thought, we're only playing York. And then, how they're going to show that they're bouncing back from that after doing the 3-peat is go and do the quadruple and win it all. Like, I've read something that they're only the 3rd or 4th English team to do the quadruple. So, fair play to them. But should we get stuck into our ladder predictions and give it a go? So, let's just recap on last year before we get stuck into this year. I had an absolute stinker, along with most people, though.
Yeah, there was some curveballs in that one.
The Raiders, I think, threw everyone off, which is good. But then on the flip of that, Manly also threw everyone off as well.
Yes,
a lot
they
of
did.
Tips go high, and obviously DCE, the saga around that. Hopefully, we'll have no dramas coming into this year. And I suppose before we get into that, one drama that could have lingered around was the signing of Tolu Kola. So. Huge news that he signed for another 5 years. And
massive.
I think he looked one of the better performers on Sunday as well. So it's good to go. But let's kick it off. So what we're going to do is go with our wooden spooners first and then go all the way to who we think are going to be minor premiers. Who have you got finishing 17th?
I have got the Newcastle Knights. I don't think there's going to be much difference from sort of last season with these. Looking at, I know you only look at pre-season and it's like, it's pre-season, you can't read too much into it. But I think they were the only team to not score in a game, which for pre-seasons,
considering it's geared to score,
not good. I know you've got them because they're out in Vegas. Are they in Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could say they were thinking about Vegas, but But even still, it's
it's
trial games. You need to be scoring. I nearly said that it would have been the exact same thing about Manly if they didn't end up sneaking over at one point. I'm like, it's quite embarrassing if you don't score. Is Dylan Brown going to work to light up the world? I don't think so. And I don't think Kalen Ponga can carry them on the shoulders much longer. I just don't think they've got much in brute force either.
I've also got them as wooden spooners, and I believe it's because they haven't got much up front. They've lost quite a few big boys up front. And I just don't think they've got the experience or the numbers to be able to do it. Coupled with, Dylan Brown coming in, a lot of pressure on his shoulders to steer the ship. Is he the right person for it? Not too sure. But Sandon Smith as well has come up, hasn't he, to Newcastle. So Kalen Ponga, if he stays fit, if he doesn't, he didn't have a great season last year.
No,
he scored 6 tries or something like that. Scored his first one against Manly. Great. I've gone Newcastle Knights in 17th. In 16th, do you know what? This was a toss of a coin as to who I thought was going to actually get.
Yeah, mine was as well.
Have we gone the same? I've gone the Dragons.
No, I've gone Titans.
Oh, I've gone Dragons just because, I don't know. I don't think they've got their halves partnership, I believe, isn't great. Their spine might be the worst in the comp. I've seen a lot of people say that. Val Holmes is aging. Read that his hamstring might be not too great. They're obviously out in Vegas as well. They've got a young forward pack. Yeah, they're big boys. Yeah, they're enormous, but not necessarily sure they're got the experience up front to kind of go on. But yeah, for me, Dragons 16th.
It's fair, funny enough, you mentioned the halves partnerships because that's why I've gone for the Titans as well. Is they don't have one sort of set in stone and be able to really lead a team. Yeah, they've got a good bunch of talent there, especially with the like re-signing of, I think they re-signed Tino, didn't they?
Yeah, they got that locked up.
So, which is huge for them, considering he could have gone anywhere, and I thought he would end up.
But they got 3 fullbacks playing 1, 6, and 7. So
yeah, so it's and that's an issue. Like you can have a team full with talent, but if they're not gelling together and they're not creating the chances, it's gonna cause your issues.
With Hane coming in, I feel that they might be able to do something, but yeah, be interesting to see how they go. Who you got 15th?
The team you had 16th? I've gotten the Dragons. So my Titans and Dragons were very close on this. Yeah. I just think that the Dragons just have a bit more stability about them compared to the Titans, in the sense of they've got that known and they've got that gel. Yeah, I suppose. In that sense, I
suppose they got Clint Gutherson as well.
Yeah. So it does sort of make a difference in that sense. But yeah, they're not going to be great.
I'll go with the Cowboys in 15th. I think they're going to have a difficult start to the season. Although I say this, they're playing the Dragons. I believe it's they're playing the Knights. Sorry, obviously it's Bulldogs Dragons, and they're playing Knights in Vegas this weekend. So I think they'll get the victory there. But other than that, they're under a lot of pressure. Todd Payton might be the first manager coach to get sacked this season. They reckon he's got 10 games to save himself. So I've gone the Titans at 15, Cowboys at 15, and then I've gone Titans at 14.
Oh, okay, so you've sort of changed it again. Yeah. Not too.
Who you got at 14?
I've got the Cowboys.
So our bottom 4 are exactly the same. Yeah. As in, I think I was going to say this.
The same group of teams.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, the bottom 4, I feel. I mean, look, we can say this now, and then we'll look back in 8 months' time, and it'll be pants around our ankles, red arses. But I think that the bottom 4 are quite easy to pick. It's the next 8 that are difficult.
Yeah, I think it's all very interchangeable now, and I think I agree with the Cowboys. Like, they just don't scream at me like they're going to be a team that sets the world alight. I think they've got enough to limp over the line with some wins and put some big performances in, but I just don't see it being a bit of enough. I've got a feeling they're going to have to do a bit of rebuilding with Tommy with Dearden on his way out.
Spicy little rumour that he could be
going to Manly.
Everyone's linked with Manly though. This is the problem.
Yeah, I know, but no one ever seems to arrive.
Payne Haas was meant to be coming to Manly.
Well, Anyway, but no, that's what I'm sort of saying is it's just not not a lot from them, to be honest.
Yeah. What about, here we go, the 8 that are potentially interchangeable, anywhere from 13th to 7th, I reckon.
Yeah.
Anyone can move about. Who you got in 13th?
I feel bad for putting these here, but I've gone for the Tigers.
Not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
Like they really impressed me in sort of preseason, and that young lad on the wing, like dropping a second rower and then running over Dylan Edwards, like that's some going. It's going to be a case of can sort of Benji bring them together and band them together.
They've already had the off-season chaos with the board and all this sort of stuff. So.
And it's like, are they going to get Jerome Luai kicking, or is it just going to be is there just too much of a mess at the club to be able to really band together and put in performance after performance? So that's why I've got them there. What about yourself?
I don't know how I feel about this one now, but I'm going for the Rabbitohs in 13th.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, David Fafita looked pretty handy, and what I was listening to earlier saying their left edge is like Fafita, Mitchell,
Alex
Johnson. It's like could be formidable. Like if you defend in the middle, then it's like out to Johnson out wide or Mitchell close to the goal line. It's going to be difficult to stop. But I just don't know whether Humphreys has got it in the middle at the moment. Like. I just don't know whether he's got that leadership ability. And then whoever there, Cody Walker's aging, Jai Arrow's shoulder problems, injuries, might not be back. Whiten, he looked all right. To be fair, I'm saying this after they've just battered Manly, 30 points to 6. But I don't know. They've got to stay healthy. Don't know what their strength in depth's like. Yeah. Brandon Smith has sorted himself out and could be an absolute weapon this season. So I don't know. This is the sort of one that I think could come back and slap me in the face. I did have them at one point as high up as 7th. So that gives you an idea. And I was like, hang on. When I look at the teams that I've put above, I reckon they might perform. And because of that, I've gone Tigers one better. I've gone Tigers in 12th.
Okay.
For pretty much the reasons that you said.
I've gone the Warriors in 12th.
Oh, the Warriors are one as well that I was like flip-flopping as to where to go.
Especially with Mitchy Barnett being told he can lose, that's the one of their big power forwards up front.
Metcalf's not starting the season. I think he's back round 7 or 8 or something like that.
There's a lot of weight on Jet Cleary's shoulders already in that sense to see if he can pull it together. They didn't set the world alight last season, and they're wanting to
they kind of petered off towards the end, didn't they?
And it was like they had a great start, and then it was just like, the Warriors gonna win. Oh no, they're not. They're gonna win, and then they're not. So.
Depends where they are when Metcalf comes back, I think, and how he coming back from an ACL injury. Yeah. Especially, it wasn't like an innocuous. He didn't like twist and go in the wrong way. It actually tore it getting hit. So there might be a few nerves there. This is another controversial one. It appears that I might actually not like the Raiders. I've gone for the Raiders in 11th. I just think.
Okay.
I know you can't judge anything on preseason, right? But I don't know. They got a young halves partnership. Fogarty, I feel, was the person that controlled a lot last year. And without him there, like his kicking game is suited to the speed that they have because their kick chase is phenomenal. When he boots the ball high, they're down there applying pressure. Then you get the turnover, you get the possession and stuff like that. Without that, it'd be interesting to see how they go. So obviously I'm going to probably eat my words and they're going to end up being minor premiers again. But going Raiders 11.
I've gone for Manly at 11.
I'm not mad at it, like at one point I had Manly 14th.
I think there's enough talent in there for Manly to be challenging for the 8. I just don't think the correct leadership is there to work with them. I think that's the issue. Like watching that preseason game, there was no.
Seabold's been working on himself over the summer, though. Apparently, he's lost 20 kilos. Geezer's in shape.
Good for him, but it's not going to help a team get better. And I don't know what it was. Like you watch all of the behind the scenes, and you think, they've got a lot of structure, and so they've got it. Oh, it's fantastic. But then you watch them out there, and they look lost.
Yeah,
in what they were doing.
They did.
And that's
going
my
forward's
worry.
The most worrying thing.
Yeah.
Like it didn't look like we threatened the Rabbitohs hardly at all.
And you should like you got one of the best centers in the game at the moment in Kohler in there. You've got Lehigh Hopewati who can and Falalo is a threat. He looked really good against Warriors.
Yeah.
And one thing I've got to say is Hopowate's presence underneath the ball was incredible. Like he was getting battered every time.
Rabbitohs were like that was their first string 13.
So it wasn't far off Manly's.
We were missing a few. Like Ola Kawatu makes a big difference. I don't know when let's hope he gets named round 1. Like we don't know how the shoulder is. Like he's training, but you never know. Turbo wasn't there, who is a big influence of where they attack.
This is the thing. You're 2 injuries away from
season done.
Turbo not playing and Alaquatu having another shoulder reconstruction. Like that's the thing. It's like when you look at the team outside of those players, and that's a performance they're putting in. I'm gonna sort of struggle to see them.
I reckon Luke Brooks to 9.
Yeah.
Joey Walsh 6.
Yeah, just bring him in.
See how it goes. I personally think if the season doesn't start well, that's a move that they'll
start
to
bringing
make.
him in now. Yeah.
I think Jamal Fogarty didn't look good defensively at the weekend, but hopefully that's just dusting off some cobwebs. I've gone Manly at 10. Similar, exact same reasons. I do have the belief that we can finish in the top 8.
Who did you have at 11?
Raiders.
Yeah.
But I do have the belief that we can finish in the top 8. But it all depends how we start over the first 4 games. Like we've got Raiders up first. That'll be a big fixture if we can get a win over on that. I think we then win the first 3 games. I think we then beat the Knights at home. We've got a bye week and then we've got the Roosters. I think we pump them at Four Pines Park. DCE's return, boo him as he comes out. So I've gone Seagulls at Manly at 10.
I've got Raiders at 10.
Well, there we go. Like it's not too dissimilar to what I'm thinking.
Again, I think they've had that amazing season. I agree with pretty much the consensus. I don't think they're going to be able to back it up. Yeah. Especially with losing a talisman in Fogarty. So yeah, it's quite funny how these are quite chip and changing.
Who you got in 9?
So my 7, 8, 9. I reckon were the hardest ones that I thought about. Yeah. And the team that are just going to miss out on the 8 are the Eels.
Interesting. Yeah.
I'm quite happy to jump ahead and do my 9, 8, 7.
Go on then, do your 9, 8, 7.
So my 9 is Eels.
Yeah.
I've got the Dolphins just sneaking in with their first finals appearance. I've got the Bunnies at 7.
Oh, I'm not mad.
I think with the Eels, I think I've seen enough in them, especially at the back end of last year.
Losing Lomax, though, is huge.
Is huge, but they've got enough young talent coming through
Mitch
to be
Moses
able to
is a gun
to be able to like not replace him, but there's going to be someone like what was his name? That young lad, was it Talau or who started his first game against Manly and absolutely ripped us to bits on the wing. I think it was.
Talangi? No, he plays for
Was it Talangi?
Nah. It's going to annoy me.
Yeah. But he looks like an absolute gun. And I think they've got enough of their middle. They're just a horrible team to play against. And their offloading is just next level. And I think if Mitch Moses stays fit all season, they're going to have a very good year. And then Dolphins, I think this is the year for them after a few years of building to then, especially with... Trying not to.
They've got one of the best 7s
injuries.
in the game from last year, so we can continue to do it.
Yeah, that's true. And then the Bunnies, I saw enough at the weekend. Like you talk about that left edge, that's a dangerous left edge because you've essentially got 2 second rows stood next to each other in David Fajita and Latrell Mitchell.
If they keep a lot of players next year, they're going to be a joke next year.
He's not the best under the high ball, but Jai Gray. I absolutely love him. A big Jai Gray fan. You have Campbell Graham as well, sort of working in there. You've got Chloe Matangi.
Yeah.
I think they're, especially with Wayne Bennett at the helm.
Injuries.
Yeah. Well, it's the same with every team really though, isn't it?
Yeah. So I do my 9, 8, 7.
Yeah.
Completely different to yours.
Okay.
I've gone Warriors at 9 to miss out on the 8. I've gone Bulldogs at 8. I just have a feeling that 2 years in a row they've done all right, but Burton's already injured.
Yeah.
There's a lot of expectation on them this year. A lot of people are putting them like top 4.
Oh, okay.
And I've seen some predictions that they're going to win the minor premiership.
Ooh.
Don't know what you're saying about that, but I don't know. I've got a feeling this might be that they're undoing, not in a big way, but depending on how they go, I think they're going to finish 8th. And then this is a controversial one. I think the Storm in 7th. They've lost Ryan Pappenhausen.
Yeah.
Big. And they've also lost Katoa, who is a huge influence. Like his ability to, and Coates for the first who knows how long, because it's an Achilles injury that he's got.
Depends what happens with Lomax as well.
This is the other thing. Like we could be talking about the Storm being the best, having the 2 best wingers and attacking options in the league with Lomax on one side and Coates on the other side. But Coates isn't fully fit. Katoa isn't playing this season, and he brings so much attention to the middle, and Pappenhausen not being number 1. Like, yeah, all right, they got Jerome Hughes, Harry Grant, but I don't know. I just think this might be a couple of big boys lost a bit too soon.
I get it.
So I've gone for the Storm at 7, and then I'll go with my 6.
Yeah.
Eels. I've gone for the Parramatta Eels. I just saw enough there was times last season when they were carving teams up when they're playing well. And I think they had a strong finish this season. And I just think they're going to continue that into this year. Granted, they have unfortunately lost one of their best attacking options, and Adokar has broken his thumb as well.
Yeah.
That happened over the weekend. But I've gone the Parramatta Eels at 6.
I've gone the Sharks. I think they're pretty much the same squad. I think the Sharks have now cemented themselves as a top 6.
They're just good.
They're just crack on with the business.
They're just like Arsenal, aren't they? Like
they're not. I don't see them winning it, but I can see them in the finals every year.
Yeah. We're gonna go to Sharks away, aren't we? Give it a go. Give it a crack.
Head down to Cronulla. Can't wait to watch Manly lose there. But yeah, I just don't think Nico Hines has the ability to grab a team by the
and go all the way.
Lead them.
Didn't I see something earlier though that he said him and it's Blake Brayley, isn't it? I think they're going to lead Cronulla to success. I think he came out and said that. Like, obviously, you got to have a bit of confidence,
of course.
I've gone with Sharks at 5.
Okay.
So only one difference. I'm not making the top 4, but like you say, consistent, doing well. Yeah. I've gone Sharks at 5. Big boy in Fanua Blake that just seems to cause ruckus all the time.
He's a big lad. And then I've got the Dogs at 5.
Yeah, not mad at it.
There's enough there, man. Like they've got such a strong team.
I feel we got the same top 3. Like I'm just reading into this. Like we potentially got the same top 3. 4. I've gone Dolphins. I believe when they have everyone fit, they are going to cause problems. Yeah. I just think the pace that they've got, like they were carving teams up last year. Yeah, right. Yeah. Manly stuck 50 on them at the end of the season, but they were kind of like done. They could have made the playoffs, but they were done. They were bedding in some youngsters, few injuries. I think they've got the best centre in the game in Herbie Farnworth. Yeah. They got Bostock on the wing. They got Katoa. They've just got so many weapons and speed and the hammer. I just think this is their season that they're gonna fly and finish in the top 4.
I've got the Panthers at 4.
It's bold. It's bold.
I really think they've got enough class to be in the top 4, but I think that it's very much an aging out.
They got the judiciary on their side as well, because I don't know how Nathan Cleary
how he's been cleared for that. I do not know. Anyway. He should have had 2 weeks. They've got that there. They've got enough to get in the top 4, but I think it's going to be a very similar season to last year. They're going to try and leave too much to sort of last minutes and just the Panther name.
Yeah.
And it's going to...
They nearly won the whole thing last year. They nearly beat the Broncos.
Which is what I mean. Like, they've got the class to do it.
Fitness, actually, that cost them. The Broncos were just fitter them.
I just don't think... It's a squad that's going to be changing, and I think this could be the season to really show that.
Interesting.
Who have you got 4?
Us Dolphins at 3.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going for the Brisbane Broncos at 3.
Ooh.
I think Payne Haas leaving is going to have like an impact on them, and I don't know. I just don't see them playing with as much. Hetherington as well, great signing for Manly.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see like their pack. Like, yeah, they got Carrigan. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I've gone Broncos 3. Reece Walsh again. Can he continue his form that he had last year?
Yeah.
So Broncos 3. Who's your 3?
I've got Storm. Storm at 3. Again, they're just
good.
Yeah, they're just good.
Just Bellamy good.
Yeah.
It's boring.
Yeah, it's just they're a good squad, good team. Cam Munster just with his mustache that pops up every now and then. Like, yeah, I don't think that really needs any more explanation.
Who you gone for it too?
I've gone for the Roosters.
I've gone for the Roosters as well.
I said back end of the season that they're a centre away from having the best all round back line. And does Tommy Talau come in and just be that missing piece? Not to say he's an incredible player, but is he going to be the glue?
He was all right for Manly, not last season, the season before. I'll give him his dues. He was. For me, I can't remember who he was standing against, but I saw Nwanga Nitawase last week standing next to another winger. Yeah. Right? And his legs and backside and back were just enormous compared to
pure power.
Whoever it was. That geezer's unstoppable. You've got Tupou as well. That's just a threat in the air.
The back line is ridiculous. And then you've got DCE.
Tedesco's a joke.
You've got DCE in there. So if DCE plays the structure of the Roosters and doesn't go Maverick, I reckon they'll be good.
Sam Walker is a gun. You've got DC and Savala. I think they'll try and do something there, but even their forward pack, they're just animals. Nafahu White, huge. Spencer Lenu, back fence Spence, just a joke.
Yeah, they're very good.
I actually at one point did have them winning the minor premiership, but that means you've gone the Brisbane Broncos to be minor premiers.
Yep.
I've gone for the Penrith Panthers.
Have you?
I think they're just going to dominate again.
No, Broncos, man.
Maybe not dominate.
I think the game against Hull, I think, showcased that they've just got even fitter engines. I think it's just showing that you can't sleep on the Broncos at all at any point in the game.
Madge did come out there and says he doesn't want that to become a Broncos thing.
Well, the thing is, you look at it and go, right, they've travelled the other side of the world. It's fucking freezing cold back home at now, and those sort of things do change, do add into it, considering you're coming from the other side of the world.
Yeah,
but when they were attacked, they just had people everywhere. Like they had overlap after overlap.
And Tony Staggs even was like, "It's the worst game I've ever played." So they've got plenty more.
I just think they've got too much, and I don't think, because I think they all knew Payne Haas was going anyway. So that's not going to be really a big thing.
True.
Their pack is ridiculous. If they'd have signed Big T now, I'd have just told them to give him the trophy now. But no, that was my one. Is Broncos one?
Fair play. So we'll do the same as what we did last year when we'll do the points and see who ends up victorious. You're 1-0 up as we are. It was a bit. It was tighter than I thought it was going to be, considering I messed it up early doors. But we'll see how we go this year. And let's get into it. We're round 1. Footy's back. We're in Vegas. Let's go. We're starting off at the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, kicking off at 1:15 p.m. So make sure you don't get caught out by thinking, it's an evening kickoff. We've got the Newcastle Knights at $2.48 against the North Queensland Cowboys at $1.57.
I think that very much reflects the odds of the game as well. I think with the Vegas games, it's always really hard because, again, you're traveling to the other side of the world. It's that does come into the impact side of things.
Beers and gambling as well. Going
on. But I'm going to go Cowboys. Comfortable win. I think it'll be like a 30-12 win. I just don't see anything in the Knights.
It's got the potential for an upset because
it does 100%.
Because of what you said. First game of the season, neutral venue, different surface. Kalen Ponga could carve it up on a synthetic turf surface, but so could Dearden.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. But I'm also going for the North Queensland Cowboys.
And then at the Allegiant Stadium in Viva Las Vegas, we've got the Bulldogs versus the Dragons at a lovely 3:30 kickoff. For
me, it's got Bulldogs written all over it. I don't think there's much you need to say.
Has to. I'm going Bulldogs as well. With that, Look, we'll probably have a conversation next week where the Knights and Dragons both win. Just out absolutely nowhere, and we start the season where we left off.
Yeah, it's good to have both flying Vs over playing against each other. A bit of a rivalry as well. It'd be interesting to see how everyone lines up, but for me, Bulldogs got too much for the Dragons.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And that'll be the first week done. But we'll get the tips in for next week after this.
Should we set up a little comp? See who'll join.
See if anyone wants to join. Yeah, do it. Well, stick the joining code in the comments down below. But we'll have to get on that pretty soon and see if anyone joins. Prizes for first place is absolutely zero. You'll get a shout out.
No, you get to come and have a beer with us
at your expense. No, we're not paying for anyone to travel, and that'll be one of the best beers you have in your life. But that wraps it up for this week. First week back of the season. Thank you to all the new subscribers that subscribed over the summer. Really appreciate that.
Yeah.
But if you're new around here, click that subscribe button and we'll catch you in the next one.
Viva Las Vegas.